What's going on, y'all? It's Sincerely Jay, aka JhaySncr, back again with another video for y'all. I'm with this beautiful queen. You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey, everybody. I'm Cassidy, and I'm here to take you through there mentally, spiritually, through there.
That part. What got you here? I posted the post talking about, I'm looking for a content partner,
Yeah.
and you reached out. I looked at your page. You was talking about dating and stuff like that. Just kind of skim over it. You don't got to get too deep, but just
Yeah, I
so they
mean,
understand.
I loved the work you were doing. I love what you had to say. I think you were fair. I think you are a breath of fresh air from the other machismo stuff out there.
Thank you.
And I love the focus on, Black love in general. I really I want to see our women and our men find each other, marry each other, and stay together for as long as they both shall live. So that's my focus and goal in it. And more importantly, this last year I've been really focused on what I want to say and being a voice of reason among women, and really being on the side of no side, but just being on the side of love at the end of the day and bringing that back. Because I think a lot of our generation has forgotten about that. Like this was all this dating, all this, what men should do, what women should do was supposed to be about finding love. So,
Right.
yeah,
Right. And dating wasn't really a thing back in the day. Like when I was talking
right.
to my grandparents, well, my grandpa rather, he married his high school, his childhood sweetheart. It wasn't
Wow.
a thing. He used to say, and I asked him for dating advice. It was like, I don't really know what to tell you on that one.
Date, what? Yeah,
Right. So I actually have a question for you because you said that you got divorced, right?
right.
You're still friends. You still,
We are.
you have high self-esteem after that type of adversity.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain that the ways that you view love now is completely different than, let's say, when you were in your early 20s.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you break down how you view love at the beginning? Like in your early 20s, like your young version, just fresh out the room, fresh into the game.
Yeah, I think one of the main things for me, like, I wanted like fireworks. Like, I wanted shit to happen. I wanted Diddy and Kanye in one man in terms of like an experience, And then when I didn't get it,
Diddy and Kanye.
yes, like that is some crack. I'm an ADHD girly, so like, honestly, we need all my ADHD cuties out there. I represent, but we really look for that like chemical stimulant in our relationships, and so I really had to learn that a lot of that is just instability. That's
Hmm.
really what it is, and it's a learned trauma response of just needing more and something to happen so early on. So, but now I've gotten a taste of what it is to like really be in a stable, safe relationship.
So I actually want to piece that back a
Yeah.
little bit further because we know that it's chaotic and our nervous systems is messed up. But a lot
Right.
of people don't know why they're feeling the ways that they're feeling and what's actually the problem. Like I just got off of a one-on-one call where she didn't even realize that it was a father issue, which was the
Mm,
reason why she was tripping over the dude. I'm like, you probably wasn't. You didn't care. It's the father issue.
totally.
Have you been able to piece back what your specific like childhood wounds were? And you don't got to be specific on what exactly happened, but just highlighting what that could look like for somebody.
I mean, I think, yeah, I feel like unfortunately, a lot of me wanting like the sparks was definitely related to my neurodivergency, right? But I think beyond that, there's stuff that comes with needing someone with that kind of personality and energy. It's usually the thrill of knowing that they're not going to reciprocate the love you give.
Mm.
And that part of it, I could totally trace back to just wanting to feel my parents kind of just like really not being as like hands-on with me and me always feeling like I needed to work for their love. So yeah, that
Mm.
totally got into my dating.
You know, I can relate to that for sure, especially with high expectations. I grew up in a household with very high
There you
expectations. I never
go.
feel like I'm doing enough. I
Never.
never feel like I'm doing good. It's always something I need to improve. And I'm pretty sure that showed up in my relationships. Like, I was very hesitant. I was like, I don't think I'm ready for this. It ain't time yet. I still got some work to do. And that's not necessarily the case.
Wow, 100%. Yeah, my dad was the kind of dad who was like, "Oh, you made A's and B's, great. Well, turn those B's into A's, then turn the A's into A pluses." It's like that level of like, you're not good enough.
So the next question, trying to piece off of that. If you were to look back, what red flags did your younger self ignore that your older self, you're like, nah, hell no, I wouldn't have even went for that. I was silly for even doing that.
Yeah. Um, I think there were tons of stuff. The flashy guy, right? Like I would always like the like, just because like he's different and has like tattoos and wears leather jackets and all the things, right? Doesn't make him like eclectic and doesn't mean
Right,
he's necessarily like above, the status quo. No, sometimes he's just an asshole.
right. Damn. That's facts. A lot of dudes do hide behind their image. And a
Exactly.
lot of girls will fall for it, unfortunately.
Hook, line, sinker.
That's just a lesson in high self esteem, to be honest with you.
100%.
Was that the only red flag where it was like that? Was that your biggest red flag? That probably
Definitely
was, huh?
consistent for years.
Yeah, it
The
probably
same kind
was.
of guy. The kind of like had like emotional disturbances, like punching holes in walls and stuff like that. Like I was so attracted to like that fire,
Mm.
and I got burned quite a bit.
How did you let go of that? Because
It's
with my
hard.
supporters and the people in my day-to-day life, the women I interact with, homegirls, family, they get attached to toxic dudes that they know is toxic, and then they get stuck in this space where they know they need to let go, but they feel like stupid or like stuck. It's like that state of confusion. I feel
Yeah.
like you could probably touch on that a little bit better,
It's
how that
hard.
feels.
It's like, it's like you never really get rid of your type, as it were. It's always there.
Mm.
But you just got to remind yourself. My therapist, I see a therapist weekly. She tells me, like, you got to remember that that's just candy. It's like mental candy for you. Like, you going back to, the sparks and passion and fire and all that. All that is just candy. And like candy is cool sometimes, right? You have seasons for candy for sure.
Hmm.
And you all should have your seasons.
Right.
But too much candy just makes you sick.
That's beautiful. No, that's right. I have a sweet tooth, so I'm guilty. So now this question I posted on my Instagram, and it was getting a little bit of engagement, and I kind of want to ask you this: do you believe that there's a difference between love and attachment?
Love and attachment. Oh yeah. I mean, there's a big difference. I think real love is really just about two people standing on their own, like
Hmm.
in good strength and quality. And attachment is that's codependency. It's another feeling of a void that you really have to figure out, because unfortunately, when that person isn't around or doesn't have as much attention and time to offer you, or they change, your world just falls apart. So I think that's kind of my idea about it.
Is there a way that you would differentiate this? Like, have you been able to identify what that feels like?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like a need. It's an absolute need. It's if you get into situations, two things. If you get into a situation where it's like you feel like decisions with this person are either this or that, and if it's not A or B, then it'll fall apart. Like there's only flight or you know yeah, it's one or the other. When you get into those situations, that's the telltale sign, because life is way more broad than that. There's always like a myriad of like choices and
mhm.
decisions one can make. Yeah, and then also you get to the point of feeling like you need something from them or need them to be a certain way. Um, yeah, it's probably some attachment issues there.
That's a beautiful answer too. So if you were to like, okay, let's go a little bit bird's eye view. When you started getting into your marriage, I'm almost certain that started breaking down certain belief systems that you had before the marriage. Now, I don't know if you had other boyfriends and all other type of good shit beforehand, but I'm almost certain you had to unlearn and like rewire certain shit in order for that to exist. What did you have to acknowledge about yourself that was like kind of hard to, swallow, but just like, damn, I didn't realize I was holding myself back right here.
Yeah. One thing I think I think about like doubt. Like I think like everybody has doubt before they get married, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I figured out that the doubt I had was the wrong kind of doubt you want to have before you're getting married.
Mm.
So there's like future doubt, and then there's like present doubt. Future doubt is like, what if 20 years down the line I get like super fat and like he doesn't love me anymore? That's like future doubt.
Right. That's very superficial.
You have no evidence of that ever happening, but it's a future doubt. Present doubt is more like, man, he lied to me last week. I wonder if that's going to be a reoccurring trend. You want future doubt in marriage. That's what keeps you motivated and staying in, locked in. But like present doubt, that's a recipe for disaster. All that's got to be figured out before you even make that move.
So, but I think doubt is something that you're always going to probably deal with in a certain area. How do you like work through it to where you like can acknowledge I'm just being doubtful and this isn't something that's detrimental? Because I don't think sometimes you probably don't even realize you're being doubtful. You're just acting out from that trauma or from that wound, and because you believe that it's a reality, it's your internal belief system. So how do you be like, okay, maybe I should view this from another perspective. Maybe I'm not seeing the bigger picture, the full picture.
I mean, I think if you don't have the full picture, I think you're probably going to need to communicate with your partner about that, and hopefully they'll be, willing to add a piece to that puzzle. But I do think like any doubt you have is like worth looking
Protects
into.
you. Do you think it protects you in a sense?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's something to be uncovered and something to work through, whether it's on your own, or with your partner.
That's actually very interesting, because I haven't been in a super, super, super duper long relationship.
Really?
I have. I mean, I've
What's
been
your
in
longest?
I think that was 3-something years, maybe.
3 years is a solid long time. It's not like me where like I'm stuck for 6 years on average. But no, 3 years is solid time in.
It is, but I guess I just have high expectations for relationships.
Right.
So it's like,
I love it.
if we were supposed to be in this to the day, like to the end of it, and we only lasted 3 years, but I'm looking at people lasting 70, we fell short.
Wow.
A big time.
That's crazy work. Because these
is.
are relationships, it's not even marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, wow.
And that's why I don't date a lot, because I thug it out. I'll stick it out. I'll stick it out, and I know me. So it's like, nah, I don't think I can do that. So, to kind of wrap it up, how would you define love now after all your past experiences?
Yeah, I think my definition overall of love is the same. But I think the way I feel about it and the way I think love feels is different now.
How does it feel?
It's peaceful. It's serene. It's boring.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. I always say, like, love is boring. Peace is boring. And I feel like I be sounding cuckoo sometimes, but I'm like, but I think that's just because everybody's chasing a high right now.
They're
They don't know
chasing
what
high.
true
The drug.
serenity and peace and calmness feels like. That's true love right there.
100%. I had like a man, like it just, like the sun poured through the window for me. He just like laid out what life could be like for me. And it was very like suburban and safe
Right.
and very secure. There was like plans and the future. And I was like, and I always saw myself as like a scrappy, independent, fun, wild thing out there. And then I saw myself like as one of those women out in the street, and I was like, it scared me. But then when I went home and I went home with my family, and someone had like a family member had died, and we were so close. Like, I looked around, I was like, man, I needed this. Like, I need air, and like family is so important. And then I was like, wow, like this guy is like trying to give me that. Why wouldn't I want that? Like, this is cool. Nothing's crazy happening but us being together right now. And so that opened up so much for me. It was like, yeah, this is love.
And you know, even though I said that was the last question, I have like one more. now that is on my heart.
Here we
Like,
go.
what was your healing process like? What was the closing of that? When was it like, I know I finally moved on, or at least let go?
Of my marriage. Yeah.
Or has that not happened yet?
No, definitely. I'm good. I am single and mingling. No, yeah, I think that, well, for me personally, it was really about, because I believe in marriage so much. If you can work it out, right? And that's really what I wanted to know. Is this something that we can work through? Once I knew for a fact that it was something that would not be resolved anytime soon, and I might have been with a person who wasn't willing to meet me halfway on that, the
That's
decision
big.
was made.
So it's kind of, you got your cards played, like your hand got played. In other
Yeah.
words. That's valid. I mean, that's not fortunate, but
Right.
unfortunately, that's what most lovers end up falling into. Their backs against the wall, and you have to make a hard decision.
Exactly.
But those hard decisions is actually so beneficial. You grow so much from those.
100%.
So much.
And it's beautiful on the other side.
I love it. Is there anything else you wanted to say to them or touch on with this topic? Just the process of outgrowing that old version of love to where you are now?
No, I think we touched on a lot. I think the only other thing I was thinking about, like, that I've outgrown is the money guy and the life. There's a lot of that, because I think that a lot of women, a lot of Black women especially, it's important to us, right, to be provided for and cared for and doted on and treated and all these things. And it's nice. Don't get me wrong. And we should have it too, for sure. But we can definitely get into a situation where we kind of just trade that in for a lot of other stuff that matters. And I would just encourage women to absolutely not do that. Straight up, but especially if he's willing to give you the life that you envision for yourself outside of all these financial resources. And especially, as I know many of you do, you have it on your own.
That part. A lot of ambitious queens are on my page.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Is there anything that you want to shout out social media wise? Of course, I'm going to have it in the description for them. We're going to be collaborating.
Yeah. Follow me. Hey Cassidy. 2 A's. Cassady. Hey Cassidy.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, man, that's been it. The one-on-ones is down in the description. My books, Message to South Central, and my healing guided meditation is also down in the description. And with that being said, I love y'all. See y'all later.